Alright boys and girls, and welcome back to another building video. This time we're taking a look at the Gideon, which is a 4 to 6 man base that captures all of the current metas, throwing them into an affordable design. Take a look at these crazy turret angles that cover our shell, and if so far I've caught your eye, stick around for the rest of the tour to see what else is going on inside the Gideon. Alright folks, we're outside a disconnectable TC right now, and in total there are 6 of these outside. More than I usually do, but it shouldn't be a problem. Disconnecting our TC easily allows us to replace our main TC inside the base in case we want to move it up a floor, or potentially it's been broken by raiders and you need to put it back. So inside your external there, you can beef it up a bit. I've got a single door and a garage door. Feel free to stick some windows on there, whatever you like. Make it stronger, keep it weak, completely up to you. And as I said, we've got 6 of these going all the way around. Each of these 6 external TCs lead into the exact same gatehouse. And it's just my little gatehouse and bedroom combination here. Comes with some nasty turret angles here, with some good well-placed chain link that blocks some HVs, making that turret a little bit stronger. And of course we've got a bedroom and a locker in there too, giving us lots of respawns in compound. Heading further around, that's a little look at our funnel wall over here, where we've got some really naughty patricos that my friend showed to me. They're pretty nice. And as you can see, the funnel wall opens up through here, and we can add some shotgun traps or flame traps or anything like that to funnel raiders through into their death. Another bedroom module here that comes with some more patricos, and that's what the angle looks like from this side of them. Of course, we've got lots of respawns here and lockers too. And from there, we can jump up into our shell, and all parts of the shell are connected via the individual funnel wall sections. And you can see while we're on our shell, the amount of turrets that can cover us from here. We've got our compound gatehouse turrets that watch here, and then we've got even more turrets above our bedroom module that have been perfectly double chain linked, making them really difficult to break. On the shell, there's 2 drop down bedrooms as well, with ankle biters complete with those. And overall, very nice indeed. Dropping down from our shell takes us inside of the base. Now there are 3 ways in here, one of which will lead to our starter base. Nice spot for an early game battery there. And if we were to head to our starter base, we'd go from this entrance over here. Heading into the starter, it's just a pretty standard egg core base with an airlock taking us inside. Nice and easy starter to put down, lots of boxes so we can build out here. We've gone ahead and plugged our TC with a vending machine just to beef it up a little bit stronger, making that harder to break our TC. Very nice indeed. Right, we'll head out of the start base now and jump up to our 2nd floor open core. And of course, we got 3-sided mobility all the way around, so all these jump ups meet in the middle, just like so. Space for your tier 3 lockers, anything extra there in that square, even a couple beds if you'd like them nice and close to OC. Trust me, there are plenty of bedrooms all around. OC fits a shit ton of boxes. Some of those are going to be behind windows, and that'll be your stronger boxes that you'll keep your best loot in. You might be thinking what this ladder hatch in the center is for. We've got a reason for that. That is so you can send down beam cans, grenades, satchels, anything into your main starter base. So technically a little bit of a trap base inside of your own core. Nice little feature, pretty situational, but if you get to use it, would be pretty cool. And shooting floor is combined with roof here to make a nice and open kind of mountain roof, giving us lots of space up there for bedrooms, respawns, and a lot of cover from any tall raid bases. Shooting floor is pretty standard with some Widegaps going around. Then we have a zenith peak over in the center beside our bedroom. Everything is nice and stable here, and of course we have our OC peaks accessible from this level too. Hiding these behind a garage door that hopefully won't get hit, so it's not too weak from the outside. Really nice angles over towards our zenith peak, and right next to our zenith is a bedroom and a roof peak up, giving us nice angles on the roof, and you can see that our turrets cover this roof peak up, ensuring that they cannot be used against you. Dropping down, just a standard bedroom here, with some really nice shooting floor retakes as well. Really great long angles down the shooting floor, where you can kill anyone running around in there. Heading into the center, you can see our nice and vast and open roof, leaving lots of spots for minicopters, scrap helis, and anything like that. Plus coming along with a multitude of nice peak downs that we can use to look at players that may be far or close to the base. The more angles the better when getting raided, gives the raiders a lot more places to hold and a lot more places to worry about. And on the roof we've got a total of 6 turrets that I think cover the roof nicely. Not to mention a couple of vending machine shops that you can also use to sell some items. If you're wondering why there's a floating ramp above our turret, it is for those players who like to come through in a minicopter and HV your turret. You can see it's a lot harder to do that from here, however, the minicopter will still be shot by the turrets. We'll go ahead now and break down the costs, and you guys can see if this is a base that your group can afford. First of all on screen is the total build cost, and that's including all the deployables that you saw inside of the tour. Second up, I've divided it into box amounts so you can easier visualize exactly how much materials you're going to need. And lastly is the total upkeep that is spread between 7 TCs. Now you have all the information you need, let's move on to the tutorial, and make sure you pick a flat spot for this base design. Alright, we're going to kick it off with an egg footprint, and it's nice and cheap and easy start to throw down, giving us a single door airlock, and a nice strong TC once we armor up that wall. And from there we'll expand out into 3 loot rooms, giving us a square and 2 triangles. Lots of boxes in this area, so you can fill up on mats and expand out to the main base. On the square loot room we can honeycomb with some ramps, and it makes the boxes look cool on the slant. And then from there we can throw a roof on this footprint, and remember to lock your TC, because it's a multi-TC base, so let's take advantage of that. Alright, that's the star base, easy peasy. Expand our footprint now. Essentially, to dumb it down, we are placing triangles off of squares, and squares off of triangles. Your footprint should come together like so. And that expands our footprint all the way out. Last thing to do is to cap the squares with triangles, and then we're done. This is as large as the main base footprint gets. From here we can work on our mobility. You can see that at the top left I've gone ahead and numbered it 1 out of 3, just so you guys find it easy to navigate this video, making the build tutorial even easier to follow. Our jump ups go on the square over here, and behind us in that triangle is a spot for some furnaces, or your early game battery, depending on how quickly you'd like to get those turrets down. Then from there, this mobility will lead into our open core, and all 3 sides will meet in the middle, allowing us to access our main loot with ease. Adding half walls here so we have spots for a turret above, and that's 1 section complete. And then we just do the exact same thing all the way around here. One final piece of mobility, and that completes this section. Now that our mobility has been completed, we can go ahead and get our widegaps down. We're going to be widegapping in the 3 square method, and we're going to be coming away from our front door on every single side. Once again, we have 1 out of 3 in the top left there to help you navigate this video easier. Coming back, and we'll create this little shape here, and then we're adding out the squares and the triangles to create our whole bedroom section. We can upgrade that shape and then build out with 2 more squares, put down the footprint for our gatehouse, and then do our build out for our Satori disconnectable. And it should look like this. Don't forget that double half wall to remove stability and allow our disconnectable to work, and then you can beef up your external TC as much as you like. A window faces over here, and then we join everything up with frames, and we'll test our Satori disconnectable works by placing that roof. Once we know it's all working, we can go ahead and upgrade everything and continue building. On the left side we have a locker spot, and then on the right we have a window with our airlock leading out of compound. This is the exact same gatehouse, and we build it 6 times in total on this section. Over here I'm now placing the spots for our chain link, allowing that turret to be a little bit harder to break. Adding a row of half walls allows for boxes and 2 turrets above this gatehouse. Then from there we can go ahead and repeat our widegaps 2 out of 3 now, and we'll speed it up a little bit now that you've seen it already. Now we'll do our final wide gap section. Now that all three of those sections are done, we can move on to the funnel side of the base. We're going to start by building it with a square, then a half moon, and then a square, breaking our twig and building back with 2 squares. That gives us our little funnel wall gap here, and we can work off of these 3 squares. Adding one more at the end, and we'll eventually get a gatehouse on there. So we've got our bedroom slash funnel wall section here, then we have our gatehouse, and then we do the exact same build out that we were doing before for our Satori disconnectable. Again, these externals are completely optional and you can make them as strong or as weak as you can be bothered to build. Then from there, it's the exact same gatehouse, just repeated. We'll move on to the funnel section again here, doing it 2 more times to complete our footprint. Moving on to our final funnel wall section here. I managed to forget to throw these turret spots down, but we might as well get them down now, even if you don't have the turrets just yet. It's a good idea to get all of this placed before you throw down your high walls, just in case you accidentally make a mistake, and those high walls clip in and prevent building proof. So go ahead and get all these turrets ready, and then we'll move on to compound. Next for compound, we're going to throw down 3 high walls per gap, and they should line up just perfectly here, giving you enough space for all your furnaces. And I'll show you that again. 3 high walls per gap, and all the gaps are the same size. Nice and even and easy compound to throw down, and then from there, get those furnaces in. Next we can move on to our Opencore. Now, Opencore is pretty simple to build, nice and easy to understand, and the sooner you get this built, the sooner you can get those boxes in. We'll start with our little trap-based ladder hatch in the center, then we're going to add in our half walls for our loot rooms. These 2 triangles that go around the egg are not actually used for anything, so we can wall them in and add floors on top. Then from there we have our 3 triangle loot room that is accompanied by a window. And we have our square loot room that we can just wall off for just now. I'll go ahead and show you the box placement for only one of these loot rooms. We'll get these ramps down first, and then I'll show you just some box placement. Just because I think those are some slightly difficult boxes to place. Alright, coming over to one of these 3 triangle loot rooms, I'll go ahead and show you what I meant with the box placement. We can start by adding in a shelf here, and we'll leave out this center one so we have space to move around. And we're going to place our boxes in like so, leaving a nice line together like this. You can put it in with like a slight diagonal, but I think it looks a lot cleaner if you just come through like this. So try and copy my box placement if you can. Keep in mind that these boxes can still be placed After a raid, if they've been broken, you can replace them all from the window, but it's much harder, so if you've got the materials, get those boxes down first and build them in the order that I did. That's one of our triangle loot rooms. We'll go ahead and show you the square one now. We do need to bring a triangle through the wall, just like that. And that will allow us to get that triangle shelf in, and then we can get all of our boxes in this square. Much simpler box placement on this section. Then just go ahead and add in some full walls and a floor on top. Above our windowed loot room, we're going to have a spot for a flex vending machine where you can show off your rockets and hopefully bait a potential online raid. And then we also have our mobility up to shooting floor. Now we'll go ahead and fill in the rest of these shelves, this time leaving out the boxes. Building our mobility up to shooting floor, leaving us with one more spot to fill in. Our Opencore is almost finished. We just need to dust off these last few shelves. And once we get a ceiling on here, we're pretty much ready to start living out of here. Start off with a triangle in the center with 2 square frames on the left and right, finishing them off with a raised ramp. You're going to want to upgrade this ramp to at least metal because the stone doesn't give the best of visibility. And remember, this frame needs to go in before the ramp. Once all our ramps are in, we can close up the center roof, finishing off our open core. Next, I reckon it's best if we move on to respawns in compound. We want to be able to defend an online raid if we can at this stage, and respawns are key for that. At the moment, shooting floor may be too expensive and time consuming to put down, but we can get these bedrooms nice and ready for a potential online. Starting off with Patricos on the left and right of our bedroom, and we're working from the funnel side. The bedrooms are exactly the same, and there's going to be 3 of this bedroom in total. And once again, that's off of the funnel side of the base. And I'll show you again deployables on this one, just since it's the first time. Our embrasures go in like so, giving us a nice and tight angle throughout the compound. And let's get our beds down nice and early on, with some lockers and boxes in here. Then we can go ahead and repeat the exact same bedroom over on our funnel side again. This is the final bedroom in the funnel section, and now we can move on to our Widegaps. Widegaps are of course a different section because it's different footprint, so we'll start with 2 Patricos over here, doing a similar effect with the half-wall low wall, giving that nice tight angle again. And then we have our bedroom here that faces in towards compound. And then from there we have 2 drop-down bedrooms that are accessible from our shell. I'll go ahead and furbish the inside of this one just so you guys can see how it's done. These lockers are always annoying to place, but it is very much possible, so don't give up. your 2 beds in here, and a door of your choice in front of there. Right, moving on to the next set of bedrooms, and these are going to be accessible from our shell. Simple drop-down bedroom with a garage door defending everything, and an ankle biter peeking into our shell. This can also be useful to retake any breaches that may have been made without rocketers hitting lower down on the base. These bedrooms are pretty nice because you get a whole box and a locker between 2 beds, and it's all defended by a garage door. Nice and strong bedroom. Keep your IK kits in here. And we'll build the exact same bedroom on the left side, just mimicking what we already built with the exact same deployable displacement. Alright, 2 more of those bedrooms, and then we have all of our respawns for the first floor ticked off. Alright, that's all of our bedrooms complete. We can go ahead and add in our shell now. Raising up a couple of frames for our doors and our chain link, and remember these are where the really cool tower angles come through. Once all the spots are in for the shell, I'll go ahead and show you how to get those turrets down. And we'll just do it on one side once again. Our turrets are going to go above our funnel side bedrooms, and they're just closed in on these little triangle sections here, and then they're wrapped in frames. Then you'll see where we place in that chain link to effectively make these turrets as strong as possible. Then get a double door down here to create our funnel wall. Once that double door is down, you can of course get some shotgun traps in there too, to finish off the funnel wall. Alright, that's all of that done and dusted. Shooting floor, we're ready to go for that now. We need to get some frames in for shooting floor. Pretty simple frames to be honest, and you can access everything due to our shell. Makes it quite easy to build our Widegaps here. Just adding in these frames as I do, raising them up to shooting floor height. Some of these frames will be raised up past shooting floor, and that's because we're going to use them for our roof. We'll get these frames above the airlock raised up as well, and then that's all we need to do for our shooting floor. Next we'll add in the floors. The most complicated section is this zenith peak over here, and we're just adding in the floors as I do there. Nothing gets blocked, so you're all safe to throw everything down in the bedroom, and you'll need a frame in here to get these floors. nice and stable, and we can wrap them around over there as well. Then it's just following along as we've already done across the rest of the other sections. Then we can go ahead and add in the windows and the half walls and all these things that we use in our shooting floor to ensure there's not too many angles looking inside, making you nice and safe in here and allowing you to choose what angles you want to peek from. Don't forget those frames there, I must have missed them. And in this bedroom section over here we do a half wall and then a window on top, and that'll be useful for a roof later on. Over on the zenith peak section, we're going to need some frames and some double doors to help cover these gaps. In order to walk through here a little bit more smoothly, we're going to need to rotate this frame to deactivate the conditional, and you'll see that there's no more a corner on that wall, and that'll allow us to pass through nice and easy. If it's too late for you to rotate, you can upgrade and then it'll allow you to rotate again. And we're just adding in all the frames that allow us to exit out of shooting floor and access our peak downs. Behind our zenith peak is of course our roof peak up, and that is a frame that I just placed. It might not be obvious from this angle, but you can see now that that's not a triangle to frame in there. And we build it in this order and then finally add in a grill. And the roof that sticks through allow us to get some better crouch angles onto our roof. And then we'll just build that roof peak up 2 more times. Adding in these windows allows us to complete the airlock out onto roof, and of course our jump up from OC. Alright, adding in our roof here, we're going to add in a couple of square roofs. We're going to need these to be mismatched, so you can see that different upgrade allows them not to connect in the middle there, so we don't block off our roof peak accidentally. Then we'll add in the floors, and we're not matching quite what's below, so keep that in mind. We're doing it slightly differently. Make sure you follow along. On the zenith peak though, that is just what's below. Next we'll go ahead and take advantage of these frames that we've raised up, adding some windows on top, allowing us to create a kind of 2 sets of peaks stacked up on top of each other, making it harder for that raid base to keep an eye on you. And then the backwards roofs on top give some aesthetic purposes and also keeps us safe up there. Next, we're going to want to build our windmill towers. These need to go down before we do anything else in this section. That's why I'm building it in this order. When the ramp and the 2 roofs in like this are all together, they seem to block the frames, so make sure you get those frames down first. Making sure we have a spot for our turret, and the half wall that we place in a section here blocks any fire from behind on that turret. It's that half wall that I just put there. Keeps our turret safe from behind, and then chain link on the left and right will keep some nice angles on the roof. Over on this section over here, it's just a simple spot for a vending machine, a couple of windows to look up and out, and then some backwards roofs for style. Go ahead and get your windmills down along all three of these towers. And I'll show you very quickly for these turrets here. If you go ahead and place the turret first, followed by the chain link, placing a ramp on top will not be possible. So we're going to want to head to break our turret first, get that ramp down, and then from there you can go ahead and finish off this whole section. Get the ramp, then the turret, and the chain link can go in whenever, and then lastly we'll get that floating ramp in. A short build up, placing our ramp to match, and then breaking everything. And that goes ahead and completes the base design. Hopefully you boys and girls did enjoy this video. If you did, then please feel free to leave me a like and drop me a comment down below. This base is an absolute banger. I really hope to see it out there in some servers. I tried my best to make this tutorial as easy to follow because I know this is kind of a tough base. Go ahead and leave me a like, drop me a sub if you're sound, and I'll see you boys and girls in the next video. See you in a bit.